Look at we've got the teams getting ready. That's Astral there.
Ooh, the hand
warmer.
Wow.
You
That's
know, he's
the secret.
Already a serious gamer. You know, he probably saw these RLCS players at the World Championship using them. He's like, I got to do that too if I ever get to land.
Yeah.
And now Astral, look at him.
Text his mom real quick. Mom, need some hand warmers.
They have hand warmers here for free.
I think this is going to be huge for Dignitas as well. Obviously, Astral coming in. They weren't originally in the tournament. They've come in now. And just getting that experience with Astral on another LAN environment.
And we saw them already with Astral at Valencia.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I don't know what you guys thought of him, but I thought Astral looked really promising. His defense was a little suspect, but his offense was really crazy.
For a first big chunk of the few series we saw initially, he was like a part of every single goal for so long. It was just a huge streak of offensive pressure from Astral. So if he can fix up, like you said, the defensive holes that he has, Dignitas will come in on fire.
Yeah, I was on the end of the Astral thing. We versed Dignitas in Valencia, lost the 3-1, and yeah, he's insane mechanically. So I know if he can bring out those solo plays, if he's feeling comfortable, especially with this sort of
Did Gregan literally
setup,
just give them water?
I think he did.
There's the meme. Clip it. It's ready. Oh my goodness.
And then obviously the defending world champions. They didn't have the best Valencia. They still had a respectable Valencia performance, but these guys, you know, they looked untouchable, and now we're just getting right into it. Game one.
Right into it.
We'll see how comfortable these guys are. Yukio going for that flip reset right away. And you got to wonder if this, you know, different kind of feel. They're in their own rooms. Are we going to see more of like the gameplay you see from scrims where everyone's a little bit faster, a little bit more loose? Or do you think that even in this environment, these guys are still going to play that, you know, limit mistakes?
Yeah, well, I was
Try to
talking
play
I was
clean.
talking to Cooks here, and he sort of said this is his sort of environment. I know a lot of other players as well. You know, they get away from that live stage, and it's sort of like they're playing in their bedroom. You know, they're in this private room. It's only those three guys and the coach. Like, this is pretty much as close as you can get to scrims. You know, like playing without that live audience.
Or even league play, really.
Yeah,
just kind of sitting in your room. Very serious atmosphere, but still at the same time, you're comfortable and you're relaxed. So I think this could potentially be some of the best Rocket League we see from them.
And I mean, listening to G2 and their scrims, JNaps was just pre-jumping everything and hitting them. So I'm hoping that we see a different level of play here with these guys, maybe feeling a different degree of comfort than they would at any other LAN.
Right. Well, so far, Dignitas look like they're playing pretty well, pretty spread out. Like you said before this game, their biggest mistake at DreamHack Valencia was kind of some poor defensive decision-making, all grouping up in the corner and not defending their goal. But that hasn't been a problem so far.
Speaking of comfortability, Fairy Pig's hair will no longer be in his controller.
Oh my days, yeah.
Did you see
very
him?
important.
He's a different man.
He is looking like a model these days,
great.
isn't he? Oh.
After Game of Thrones ended, I guess he's decided his watch was over. Cuts it off.
Wow.
All right, James.
Hey, man,
He's lying.
I'm saying what everyone's thinking.
You know, so far I think Dignitas are looking like the more threatening team, I'm not going to lie. This is going to be a long series, though. I don't know if they can keep that up. But yeah, early on, there you go. I'm just a genius, it would seem.
And it's Astral. Astral, so important to the offense last time. Yukio getting stuffed point blank, but Astral cleans that one up. Doesn't even flip into it. Just top shelf.
It's the placement. I wonder why this is going to affect Renault Vitality, because sometimes they do get a little bit tilted. Like, was it Violent Panda said? Yeah, they do have those slow starts to tournaments. They had a slow start to the World Championship that they won. They didn't look like they were playing too great until the last day.
Honestly, in the first portion of the tournament, no one from Europe looked like they were going to do anything.
And if they lose this, they have to beat either G2 or NRG just to make it through into the playoffs, or else they're just out.
There's no time.
This is huge
for needing a warm-up.
There's pressure from Dignitas as well. They're just absolutely boost-starving them at the moment.
And I think, it can't be understated that Vitality here is definitely the big favorites, and we have a pause here. We saw that server skip and the quick chat coming in.
Scrum and Fairy Peak are going to let their opponents know there exactly how they feel about this. It looks like Violent Pandas talking to the admin. We'll hopefully get that fixed.
Yeah, and it looked like I did see like a little hiccup on kickoff there. You saw a slight stutter. So they're going to be investigating that quickly, and we'll hear.
Here we get another angle on exactly what Yukio is trying to do here. It looks like he is indeed falling.
I actually like that we can see quick chat now.
Very cinematic.
I always wondered the drama. We never really see it unfold.
And in RLCS, we can see the quick chat. in some situations. Like on
See,
some
is that
observer
toxic players,
computers.
James?
I mean, I'm not going to say toxic. I will say players that enjoy the mental aspect
Oh, okay.
of,
That's a good way to
the
put it.
communication game in Rocket League.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of whiffs, and then the other team spams the nice shot, stuff
Who's
like
got
that.
the
Really getting in
highest
the head.
quick chat per minute? would you
Oh,
say?
that I've seen. I think Turbo's pretty
Turbo?
vocal. Yeah, Turbo.
Yeah. That does not surprise me in the slightest.
Yeah.
I've heard that Cooks is the quickest to type GG at the end of the game.
Dude, he
He
is.
all the
never
time.
loses the GG battle.
I don't know if you saw Dapper's tweet about that when Cookser did GG instantly.
Yeah.
Oh my
Dapper was trying to
goodness.
beat him and he couldn't do it.
We're back into it, though.
Glad that got sorted. Looks like no reset required. And this
Yeah.
is definitely a long haul. These are best of sevens.
Yeah, it's good for Dignitas there. Actually, just going to be another goal. Who whiffed on the backboard there? We need to bench him.
That is
Get him out of
unacceptable.
here.
Last
that?
pick.
You could
Last
see-
pick coming in.
K'd up.
Oh, you can see.
Oh,
Typical K'd up, to be honest.
I think he was
Just-
backwards in net there.
Panda was
Yeah.
laughing too. You know, he's
In
Still
real life,
good.
quick
That
chat.
was
There we go.
easy.
Yeah, well, as Panda said, he doesn't show up, day one K'd up. We've seen that at World Championships. So maybe they're onto something.
They figured it out.
Yeah.
yeah. He was actually pretty excited about getting Vitality as the first game of the day because of that reason. And we see another skip there. So we'll see what the admin does about that. We can see more quick chat coming out from players.
I think I saw a come on man from Panda there. Doesn't want to lose this lead to an issue.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Scrub killer.
Shut down.
Completely misses it.
Yukio wasn't having it.
Yeah, they're struggling to really create anything, Vitality. Going straight at the Dignitas goal every time they get the ball. I'm wondering if they're going to start moving it laterally.
Ooh, missed
Passing a
read.
bit more.
I think Panda thought that was going to hit the curved part of the wall. Misread it.
Always seems like it's who can get that initial opening for Vitality to just start the pressure from coming forward. They can never, find themselves right away trying to get this offensive pressure going. But once they do, it's a whole new game.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
kickstarted. Ooh. Almost.
Wow.
Okay, I think they hit both posts and the crossbar there.
Yeah, what you see from Vitality is they'll just camp in net. Like all three of them will sit back, and then once they all know they've got boost and they're ready to go, they'll get that counter attack, and all three will push up the field together.
Oh, there you go.
With Fairy Peak now.
And there's plenty of time left, 52 seconds. They can make the play.
I wonder why there was no one in net there.
Oh, there
really
was.
strange.
Yukio.
Yeah, Yukio
Yukio
just
drove under it.
past the ball.
He
I don't
drove
know
under it.
Exactly. Maybe he thought that
Misreading the corner.
his teammate had it. Maybe he just.
Yeah, I mean, Scrub was
Miscontrolled.
up there, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was Scrub who got that hit towards the middle. Maybe Yukio was expecting a challenge or something, but yeah, he was far out of position.
Oh.
Good infield pass there. The offense is looking great for Dignitas. They're creating some threatening positions, putting Vitality on the back foot. But that one goal they conceded is kind of worrying because that's exactly. Oh my goodness. Well, looks like they're still going to be okay for game one. But if they, keep on leaving their net open like that, they're going to be in trouble.
Octane Fairy Peak, is that best Fairy Peak, Johnny?
I would say so. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Octane Fairy Peak. That was the original Fairy Peak, so it's very nostalgic seeing him back in there.
I know that when he was on the Batmobile, he said he just couldn't get those consistent hits. As
Oh,
the
the
demo comes
double.
out with
Oh,
Astro.
flip
Oh! He didn't.
Oh,
get
I don't
the
think he hit it.
connection on
I
the
think
flip
he
reset,
got
no.
the flip
He
reset, but he
popped
didn't.
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was just a little bit of some added flash.
I think he accidentally
Wow.
jumped off the ball. So yeah,
Yeah, he just
he didn't
missed
he
it.
didn't
I
wait
mean,
for the car to just come off the ball slightly. So when he tried to flip into it, he jumped away. But it still did enough. I mean, it popped it in. So that'll
Style
probably be game
points,
one
style
for
points.
Dig.
Exactly.
That's the second back right kickoff they've successfully executed as well.
Oh.
Vitality have got to lock that one down. They're falling for that trap over and over again.
Yeah, maybe explain that to the more casual viewer.
Yeah, so what Dignitas are doing on that diagonal spawn kickoff is they're intentionally hitting the ball on the outside edge with a glancing blow, and that forces the Vitality player who's trying to get a really solid hitbox on the ball to just hit it straight back into the Dignitas corner, and they've preempted that by sending somebody into the corner with the 100 boost to just collect the ball for free. So it's Yukio there starting a cross-field air dribble. The best counter for this would be for Vitality to try not hit the ball so hard
Yeah.
themselves.
Because it's kind of counterintuitive. If you're maybe a more casual sports viewer, you think, oh, if the ball hit over there, maybe.
If the ball's in the Dignitas half, Vitality won the
Yeah,
kickoff,
but
but
it's
really
not
they
that way.
lost that because
Yeah.
they lost the possession. Yeah, here's replays for game number 1. It was very convincing stuff from Dignitas in offense.
And Astral's just always so consistent. He had 3 shots that game, 2 goals. Literally, you see him going for a shot, you can almost always expect it to be solid and on target.
Yeah, and even there, that pass into Panda, that kick-started that opportunity. Astral having a very good game 1. And then this shot, the demo, and then the flip reset. He didn't even need to connect on the shot. That just tapping it was enough. But you seeing Astral even go for those, getting his flip, you can tell he's feeling really confident in that Valencia wasn't a fluke. He really has some high-powered offensive abilities.
You know, that's maybe what Dig have been missing ever since K-Dot left the roster. And of course, he is one of the scariest strikers in Rocket League history. Astral trying to fill in those shoes. That's a fantastic save by Panda. Vitality starting off strong game 2.
That's the thing about Vitality. Like, you know, they've brought that game 1 performance, but you know they're not going to keep that up. They're going to bring something. They're going to hit back, you know. Yeah. So I'm expecting to see something from Vitality here.
Some passes early on from them, and that's what they were lacking most, I think, in the first game.
And if you think back to the World Championship, I thought Scrub Killer was so good, just making plays by himself, really, and getting the ball out into the middle for someone like K-Dot Ferry to finish off.
Particularly day 3 as well. He was really on point when the pressure was on.
And he's just one of those players that has the pop-off potential, that can just take the ball by himself, dribble it up the wall, go off the ceiling, and score when, you know, he's got no other support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't need options to create space. He can just do it himself.
Oh, what a save. Scrub there. Keeping, I think it was Astral again, out from scoring. Still Dignitas are coming back strong. They're looking very good. I mean, if NRG and G2 are watching this on, they'll be probably pretty worried about this group. Because Dignitas are looking very, very good. Vitality have had good results against NRG and G2 at the World Championship.
Oh, bump.
Little bump.
Wow, that's a great bump.
And
that's
another
a goal.
shot from Astral. Just
Wow,
going straight
that bump
in.
was amazing.
Look at, little Yukio just flying up. You see him? Look at, boom! Takes Ferry peek out.
Ground pinch as well.
Ooh, and then
what
the
a
shot, too.
man.
You could see both defenders coming from both sides.
Still finds his spot,
Top middle.
I think Yukio initially was flying up there looking for a hit on the ball. Then he realized he's not going to get there, so he just
takes out Ferry.
He improvises so well. Goes for the bump anyway.
Now, CJ, I see those all the time in games. So if you go up for like a mid-air bump, do you take off ball cam as much as you can, or do you usually try and keep it on?
Yeah, well, like, so if you've got ball cam on, it's probably an unintentional bump. But yeah, you want to take off ball cam. As soon as Yukio saw he couldn't get quite up to that ball, boom, he's looking for the bump because he knows someone's going to be up.
You don't think sometimes, like, even if you have ball cam on, you can kind of have a feeling where that player is going to be in relation to the 100%. Ball, though, and you still can aim. Like, it's like when I'll do blind bumps a lot of times when I'm going on the goal line, just because there's a good chance someone's going to be there. But I also
you get that instinct, that feeling where they are.
Yeah.
All right, I wonder what time Vitality are going to start getting
worried.
Worried. They're getting ruined by these bumps.
Oh my goodness.
And that's Yukio again, I believe.
Yukio. That's brilliant. He had to dodge into this one as well, just to keep his height.
A little bit of a
punch Scrub right in the face.
Brilliant recovery. It's all Dignitas. That entire minute leading up to that was, all Dignitas pressure. Vitality being forced into their goal. And although they kept it back for a while, they eventually going to struggle if the bumps keep coming in. That's 3-0. 2 whiffs from Vitality. Dignitas are absolutely destroying them.
Yeah, they have just kept Vitality in their own box for a majority of this game.
Too. The late flip from Astral, recorrecting himself, jumped horribly, but then got the flip to correct it and timed it perfectly to get the shot in. Again, 2 for 2 right now. Shots and goals.
That's when Astral's so good, when he knows he's got a teammate in behind him. He can just hard commit to those sort of infields off the corner. And then, he was probably losing that ball if they didn't hit it, but he's just still gone anyway, and they've missed the ball, and he's banged it in.
And even there, Yukio opting to drop that down to Panda. You can tell that Dignitas has put a lot of time into getting this new roster into form. They all seem to be on the same page.
Just not seeing enough from Vitality at the moment on the offensive end.
Great aggression as well by Dig, they're following up so fast with their second man. If they have backup, they don't really care if there's a Vitality player going up for a save. They're just going to go and take the chance anyway, because even at this level, people can miss those back wall reads.
Yeah.
K-Dop actually today has been struggling with his back wall reads above his own goal.
And when all of the team is bottled up into their own net, it's a lot less risky to go for those.
It's a great infield.
Yeah, passing is definitely on another level for Dignitas. Vitality have got to start hitting the ball towards each other. That is a downfield from Scrub to Fairy. It doesn't really come to much. There's always somebody ready for Dig to clear up the passes that Vitality are attempting.
And it's a good spawn there for Astral, spawning right under where the ball's coming.
I was going to say, maybe that's what Vitality need, a few demos, stuff up the rotation, stuff up that offensive pressure, and then just get out.
Well, there's a bump on the back wall. They're trying to take a leaf out of Yukio's big. Probably just left it too late, though. I mean, this has been just endless Dignitas pressure. Vitality not able to either get the ball away from Dignitas players who are lurking in the midfield, or just do a simple pass in defense, try and hit the ball one way, then change it. That's probably the best way to relieve some pressure. Just a little pass. Wrong foot, everybody.
I think Violent Panda gives Astral a lot of confidence as well. You've got Violent Panda as that third man holding it down. He can really go aggressive, and just know that he's going to have that support, that foundation behind him. Little fake.
That was a lovely pass. I mean, it's a shame there's only 3 seconds left. But look at this pass from Scrub.
Very nicely done on the recovery. So they're going to get something. I mean, it's not technically over, but
Dignitas putting one in that game.
Get the ball. Yeah, exactly. This is at least a little bit of momentum.
I know when you're playing, you score that last second goal or something, like, righto, boys, we got the momentum.
We can
next
do this.
Game,
They probably literally said, let's bring this into the next game.
Yeah. But it's really interesting. Dignitas are doing so well on kickoffs, and I've heard so many teams in the past say that Vitality are a nightmare to go against on kickoffs because they just win them all. But what Dignitas are doing that's working out is they're not trying to get a huge, dominating kickoff themselves. They're just letting Vitality hit the ball into their half and predicting where it's going to go so they can be first on the scene and get a rotation started early.
And the rotations are just suffocating. Vitality so much of this game was just stuck, doing their own defensive rotations in their own box. You see that.
And the bumps
and then the bumps getting taken out, the perfect shot from Astral. Dignitas, they're just putting all the pressure on.
Bump
clothesline.
I think is that what that's called, the clothesline?
Clothesline, yeah, just directly taking the top down.
You know what a clothesline is, right? You guys know what a clothesline?
Yeah,
okay, all right, okay. I didn't know if that was okay. I didn't know if it was like an American action movie thing.
What do you reckon Gregan's saying right now?
Guys, drink your water. You have not had anything.
Water. Come on, guys.
They're just not talking to each other. Greg is like, we need more water.
Where's the H2O? He's on the intercom right now. He says, water. We need water. Bring it to us.
I think they're changing the room temp in there.
I think so.
Right,
yeah.
Maybe the hands are
big plays.
That's actually Jorby.
Yeah,
in the background. Jorby, the commentator of the last World Championship, operating the thermostat.
Is he sabotaging it? Maybe he's a double agent.
They're we need it at 72. He puts up to 105.
That's great. And that kind of speaks to the nature of the Rocket League community. When you have Jorby, a star talent, he's like, yeah, I'll come help with the event.
Yeah.
I'll operate the thermostat.
He doesn't mind at all.
I love that guy.
Yeah, great to see him here.
He looks so serious, too.
Oh, there we go. Oh, maybe. Still, yes, another goal with a bump involved. But it's Vitality this time.
Following up after that last goal in the series at the end there, K-Dop coming through. Beautiful pass there from Fairy Peak.
Once again, this is a best of 7. So if this was a best of 5, this would be, Vitality would have to reverse sweep. But there's not as much pressure now on Vitality. You've got that extra game, if you need to take it to warm up and try some different things.
Yeah, best of 5 right now. Vitality would be like, man, we have to win this series. We have to get this reverse sweep, and it's best of 7.
Look at the card change, by the way. Fairy Peak is not happy with his Octane gameplay, so he's going to switch it up to the Batmobile. That's definitely one of the advantages of having the 2 cars that you're good at. You're not feeling it that day, hey, you can just switch it up. And now the Fennec as well is so popular that lots of players are probably going to be repping that every time that the Octane is not working for them.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's placebo as well. Fairy might be feeling it all right, but the team's not playing too well. Maybe if he can change it up to a Batmobile, it could spark something in the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's a few players that like to switch it up. Cookster being one of them.
Turbo as well. Yeah.
Good save there. You know, Scrub's actually elevated his gameplay quite a lot. Both the assists last game and this game were Scrub. He's had a couple of key saves.
Yeah. And Yukio seems like a standout player right now, especially for Dignitas.
And Yukio's always had such great speed to the ball. And this time, I've really been enjoying his passing and his bumping. Because now he's got Astral on the slot.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's a really nice fake there by Scrub. Very safe angle to be faking from. It's blocking most of the threats.
What a pass.
Vitality, you're starting to wake up. There's no doubt. It looks like the thermostat was the problem.
That's where Vitality is so versatile as well. They have those solo plays to beat the players, but if they're not working, they can go for the pass plays as well.
And the synergy's there. It's not like they're just all 1v1 players either.
Yep.
Whenever they do connect and choose to, the synergy is 100% there.
Yeah, KDOP and Fairy Peak. A lot of people think they are the best 2v2 team in the world. Well, there's not been a 2s tournament for a while. Well, maybe we'll see that this weekend, the KDOP Fairy duo. I do know that Fairy doesn't really like playing 2v2 with Scrub, though. He's told me this. Because Scrub Killer just doesn't pass. He just always starts air dribbling solo. Wait, what was this?
Someone had no
We'll take another look. On the replay, Yukio with the flick clear attempt.
Oh, Astral's in the corner instead of
he's hit that.
What?
Wait,
No, wait.
That is it.
That was Scrub Killer.
No,
Yeah, that was Scrub
you
Killer.
didn't hit it.
You didn't hit it. That was Scrub Killer's
You
point.
didn't hit it. Yeah. Oh, I got so excited there for a second.
I thought Astral could have gotten back in time, though. It was a little weird.
Yeah, it was interesting. I wish that we could have another look at it to see why Astral was there.
In the corner. Well, this is what we were talking about earlier. He just sometimes finds himself in the defensive corner instead of just hanging back in the goal a little bit longer. Make sure that the ball is actually going clear, because right before this, one of his teammates was carrying the ball out of defense, and he's probably thinking, okay, now our turn to attack. Let me get ready. That's my thing. And then the ball goes straight back into the box, and he's not ready for it.
And I think that's, part of having the attacking mentality is maybe you're always trying to think of what is the situation that's going to set me up to score. And then maybe it puts you out of defensive position a little bit sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, even if you are the most offensive player in a team, you have to take your turn third man sometimes. We talk about in Rocket League, this team, they have a great third man back in, whoever. But that's only most of the time. You will at some point, even if you're the most aggressive player, have to sit back and goal.
And it does seem like a ripple effect thing for Astral. Whenever he starts making those defensive mistakes, it seems to always carry on forward. See if he's, put in work to stop that and just kind of get out of his head.
But, I mean, they've had a very good start. Even 2 games out, I don't think they'll be feeling too bad dropping this game. And it's still enough time for them to get back in it. But Vitality definitely waking up.
One thing about Vitality's defense is always been weird to me is that it's as close as you can get to organized chaos.
Yeah, true.
I've talked about this with Chrome as well, and he studied this Vitality defense. He doesn't know what they're doing, but they're so good mechanically and they're so fast, they just keep rotating around, and somehow it just works.
Yeah. Some of the problems with, say, double commits or even triple commits that we see from Vitality in the past would be everybody wasting their boost at once, or somebody taking too long to recover. But the recoveries are so good for Vitality, and their boost management is usually very, very high level.
Is that for the 1v1 background, do you think?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. For recovery, absolutely. Because in ones, if you don't have good recovery, you'll never make it to the top.
Yeah, even boost, a lot of people who are new to the 3v3 scene, if you're a ones main switching over, very known for wasting boost. They drive around and take all the boost. But Vitality aren't really like that. We say that they're 1v1 experts, but they're absolutely completely in tune with a 3v3, and I think their 1v1 background has helped them with just making the most out of whatever boost they have, which is not something that a lot of Rocket League players at the highest level can do. Just being not on 100 boost is such an uncomfortable thing.
Yeah, you see them on 30 boost, and that should be enough to still go for the ball, but they're still looking for that 100 boost, and that puts them out of position.
Yeah. And it's not even just holding on to boost, it's using their rotation, especially in 1v1s, you see it all the time, is going over the pads.
Yeah.
People always underestimate how important it is to rotate over the pads.
That is,
what is going
at
on?
Lower,
the thermostat. It's off the wall.
oh gosh!
Jarvis, put it back.
It's just done. He said,
he's like, all right,
Oh, man.
I'll take it with me.
He's like, I gave up my weekend, and here I am. I can't even work the
wireless
thermostat.
thermostat.
Oh, man.
But this was a good game from Vitality, getting back into it, shutting out Dignitas.
And they started doing some bumps as well, mixing it up a bit.
Yeah, Scrub with a nice setup then. Fairy Peak picking up a freebie because Astral drove into the corner for absolutely no reason. But that sometimes happens. He's just trying to get that weakness out of his gameplay
looking
still.
at that replay again, it maybe looked like Astral thought maybe his teammate was going to get back in time. Maybe he had no boost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He wants to
interesting
go and get
situation.
some. Will that tilt Dignitas, or are they going to be able to keep this one
I
on
think
track?
if I'm Dignitas, I'm happy that we got 2 games out of the gate, right?
Yeah.
Because now, 2 more, it's over. So even though they got shut out that game, I think Dignitas probably in a really happy mindset at the moment, especially with the performance that Astral's had so far.
Yeah.
Astral's kind of like the key, and in my opinion, to that team really being able to pull off this win. If he can keep hitting the shots that he has been hitting and playing that part in offense, but he can't become a liability on defense because Vitality will exploit that.
And this does play into Vitality's hands again because it's the best of 7. They don't have to reverse sweep. They still have that one game they can afford to drop as well.
Yeah.
So with that momentum now, you probably think this might just start swinging into Vitality's favour.
Yeah, it could be very difficult for Dignitas to stop Vitality if they do start rolling, because I would say Vitality are the best ball chasers in the world. And it's very hard to stop ball chasers at all levels of play.
That's how Flipside won WSOE, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was just chase it down,
speed, ball chasing like a maniac.
the pinnacle of ball chasing.
Fairy Pig's new car seems to be doing wonders for him as well.
There it
You know,
is.
Yeah,
we
he's
talked
got
about the
some-
preference on Octane, but
Well, he's
Oh.
hitting the ball so
Oh.
clean right now, so
Yeah.
he's definitely feeling good after that switch.
Well, that was a chance there. Had he kept that a little lower, I think he could have got that in.
Oh dear, so Dignitas not handling the boost starving as well. That's a clean whiff by K-Dop, though. He's still having a little bit of a quiet start to day 1. It's been, I would say, mostly Scrub and Fairy offensively for Vitality.
yeah.
But when K-Dop does get going, oh man, the stuff that guy can do. His shooting is just unbelievable.
Yeah, he's probably had one of the cleanest flip reset shots that I've ever seen in RLCS. It was so telegraphed. Like, you knew he was going for it, and he just executed it perfectly into the upper 90. K-Dop is just a world-class striker.
And he's not known for those flip resets either. So
I know, he can just
when he can pull those out.
He can do it. That's the thing. It's like, yeah, I was surprised because I'd never seen him do one before, but when he hit that, it was so clean. You know he's got every tool in the toolkit available.
Oh yeah.
There's definitely a difference between seeing it just as kind of like a lucky fluke or versus somebody who actually really practiced and sit down with this mechanic to perfect it.
And K-Dop's just a winner. Like, he has proven it time and time again. The mentality that he has, the approach that he has to the game.
Every
He just-
time he doesn't win an RLCS season, he changes team.
Yeah.
But he's won 3.
Yeah.
So, maybe that's
It's a
the
winning
strat.
formula. Maybe everyone should do it.
That's the technique.
But we see it now, especially like the skill gap is so close now at the top. It's mentality is massive in Rocket League. K-Dop just wants to win. He knew he wanted to win, and they won the World Championships. And right now, Rocket League, it's all about matchups and mentality. If you can believe that you're going to win the game, that's going to go a long way to winning it.
Yeah, playing to win instead of versus how can I not lose.
100%.
And it's setting the pace. I mean, we saw how good G2 was in the earlier part of the series. And that one's going to bounce right in.
All right. Dignitas actually strike first, so it's been a quiet game for them. And that's a really good dodge by Astral. He's doing so well with those late dodge shots.
The correction
He's
flips.
flying into position and then getting that last little stretch to the ball with his dodge.
And that's a really hard thing to do, is to flip before you hit the ball, because you really commit to that line. Like, once you flip towards the ball, you're not going to be able to change your direction at all. Most people like to wait because you can use your boost to adjust, but that just shows you how precise Astral is.
And Astral
going for
changed
those
his
shots.
car colors last game as well, so maybe that was the genius. 'Cause
Extra
he's back
placebo.
on the purple
yeah,
and
he
the
was
white
blue,
Zombers.
wasn't he?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
blue or greeny sort of color.
All right.
So now he's back on the purple, undefeated so far in the series on this car. So maybe that was the difference, not Fairy Peak changing.
It's so weird how that can work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that the cars are just the same speed, They turn pretty much the same, very similar hitboxes, but even just changing the color can trigger something.
And I think that's just a reflection of how mental the game is. You know, it's just about trying to put yourself in the right mindset.
Wait a minute, that's 2-0. That's another easy goal for Dig as well. Like, these are not goals you would expect to be happening.
Yeah, so you can see Ferry just comes out of the net. He must have thought K-Dop was going to have more of a quality clear.
Another ball, yeah.
Or at least, get another
the ball's going to roll around or something, so he could defend on the wall.
I mean, you wanted to see K-Dop get a hit that goes up the corner instead of just bouncing directly back in the midfield.
Yeah. That's exactly what we were criticizing Astral for doing earlier. Now Fairy Pig making the same mistake.
You know, and you can understand that with Vitality. They were already down 0-1, about a minute left. Fairy Peak was just gambling that he would have a chance to go up and start that counterattack. But now two goals separate. One goal, you know, you can win with 0 seconds on the board.
Yeah.
Now this is a tough situation.
And it's about to be a 2-game lead with 3 match points for Dignitas. The last team to join the BTS Rocket League lineup. And they're already making moves.
And it just goes to show how competitive Europe is and will be. There is no easy game on the calendar in Europe.
Oh wow. Well, it's not over yet. 18 seconds left. It's Scrubkiller with a great solo goal. And just to get a block on that and to follow through perfectly. Like Astral has really got no chance there unless he reads the shot and pre-jumps.
Yeah, and
no way.
And I like Scrub's decision there to go for the hard shot because a lot of times you'll see pros in those situations go for the flip resets.
Yeah, yeah.
And Scrubkiller just went straight for it, and Astral was late to jump because of it, I think.
I think Astral was actually waiting for something like a flip reset, trying to be patient.
Yeah,
Scrub was
so
just
when
like,
Scrub
all right,
hammered it,
space.
Yeah. Let's see if Vitality can get something going. It doesn't look like it. Dignitas controlling the ball right from the kickoff again, and they're 3-1 up in the series, looking comfortable.
You nearly have that confidence as well that Dignitas are going to be able to finish it off because obviously, you know, Panda's been in these situations before. You know, I can't really see the Vitality winning these next 3.
It's going to be a long road back for them. Three games without dropping 1, no room. But if there's a team that can do it, it's Vitality. And also, you know, with this group format, it's so competitive. We may have a 4-way tie after the, not really possible, but with the GSL groups. But these guys, really talented.
Maybe if Jorby will stop hogging the thermostat.
That's got to be it.
So it looked like Jorby did fix the thermostat somewhat going into Game 3, and it worked out pretty well for Vitality. Then he just ripped it off the wall for Game 4.
It sat down. He had enough.
So I wonder what the thermostat update is.
There's a lot of placebo going on at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Car color changes and thermostats.
Let's see if we see one right now.
Yeah.
Will Vitality switch something out?
Well, Jorby's now off the screen. He has a spray bottle with a fan.
He's behind him.
Yeah.
He like attaches himself to
the but again, with the format, it is GSL groups. So if Vitality loses this, one more life.
They will need to beat the loser of G2 versus NRG, which is happening later today. But the matchup for the next match for this section of the tournament for Vitality will be tomorrow, regardless of the outcome of this result. Same for Dignitas. Everybody just playing one match with their actual org team today.
And both teams fighting for something to prove. Dignitas coming in late. You know, Dig came in late, and they're trying to say, you know, we deserve a spot here. This should have been us. And, you know, our new pickup is everything we need.
What the?
Yukio!
Oh, fake there.
Okay.
Well, Yukio's having a great time
How much
here.
did he have, like 10 boost?
I think this is the only thing
Nothing.
he can really do.
He picked up one pad.
No, that's
still
one
gets a
pad
double.
rotation.
The
That's
point blank
perfect.
double tap off the post.
Perfect, because if he does anything else, it's either getting saved or he misses the ball.
Yeah.
But K-Dop, what happened? His back wall defense has been a shambles today.
You saw him reversing. He was going back and forth on the wall trying to get a line on the ball.
I think that's what Violent Panda and Yuki were laughing at. They're like, what just happened? How is this a goal?
Yukio's probably like, I'm out of boost. I have to go for it. Oh, I scored.
Yeah, he probably says, I'm out of boost. I'm just going to pretend that I'm going for this. Wait a minute. I'm actually going.
This is interesting with Dignitas as well. 1 goal up now. What do they do? I know talking to Jarzo from G2, he's all about, they've got some strats. When they go up a goal to, kill some time, go for some air dribble, stuff like that. It'll be interesting to see if Dignitas try some of those tactics.
I think this is a situation where pretty much the only thing I would say is Astral, don't creep out of net, but let's keep playing like we're playing. Because, we were talking about how to win in Rocket League. I think the mistake is playing not to lose.
Ooh, what a pass. Astral going up on the ceiling, trying to get that connection to Yukio. Great vision. I really like Astral's passing this entire series as well. It's not just so shot-oriented.
Wow. Speaking of great passes, I think Dignitas might have stretched themselves a little bit too thin there because they've left Violent Panda alone in defense with not a lot of boost to play with.
And now a hammer.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be saving that one. Great shot, great pass. Vitality right back in it. So that's the weakness when you go for these offensive plays where you're committing one person really, really out of the game, Astral in this case, for a pass, and then someone else is diving in to follow up. You're probably going to be on a 1v2, 1v3 at the other end, should it not go right.
Yeah. And then
a little bit of rule 1 there. Or what do you guys think about that?
I mean, if you've been around long enough, that's not rule 1,
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
I also don't. I do not think that's rule 1, just for the record.
It's probably the most widely accepted rule 1, but the first rule 1
always
was keep the ball up.
Yeah, the real rule 1.
But I'm happy for them to change it to rule 0. I know a lot of people said that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Rule 0, that's fine. I'll take that. But, it's not the original, unspoken rule of
Yeah, we
Rocket
just
League,
wanted to settle that.
Yeah, 100%.
Making statements here.
Is it impossible to have 2 rule 1s, though?
I would say so.
What if it's just in the
too
same?
Confusing.
Open net!
Yukio just missing this one. He might have just misread the length of the pitch. He's trying to fly up there and hit the ball, but hits the wall before the ball reaches him. Vitality 2-1. They're not done. Dignitas still looking for just one more win in this series. It's best of 7. They're up 3-1.
And you want to just end it out here as best as possible.
Yeah.
Dignitas, they're looking at, if they lose this game, they're thinking to themselves, do they have momentum? Are we going to start throwing this? We got to, keep the pace up.
I like that play by Yukio, too, just jumping off the wall. Side flip to hover in the air in that position, get the block.
I mentioned before about Dignitas getting that 1 goal up and, maybe changing something. I think the worst thing you can do when you do go 1 goal up is you say to your team, let's play the same. Keep doing the same thing. And then you're in your head thinking, wait, what's the same thing?
Yeah. what were we doing?
Yeah. And then subconsciously you're playing a little bit more defensive because, you're thinking about all your decisions.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think you just keep trying to score. Like, that's the thing is just, don't play to keep the ball out of net, try to play defense. You don't want to be playing defense. You want to be setting the tempo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's how they started winning this series in the first place. They were just ultra aggressive, trying to keep the rotation as tight as possible, not give Renault Vitality any space to break out of their own half. I mean, they conceded a goal in this game by playing that strategy, committing lots of players forward and attacking the ball.
You're going to win more often than not. Like Leafex's
there it is.
What did he air roll there? He turned onto the own backboard.
That touch from Panda in the air. Yeah. This was amazing. Look at the way he rotated around the ball and got a little bit of a wheel hit.
Oh, and the flip cancel from Astral.
That was lovely.
That was
great power
as well.
And Johnny Boy pointing that out, the flip cancel from Astral there. If you don't do that, you hit the ball with the bottom of your car.
Yeah.
It goes nowhere. So, players who are looking to add small things to their toolkit, that is one of them. Cancel your flip so you're hitting it with the top of your car there to get the most power.
Just get that extra reach because the ball was too far away to just hit it immediately with a dodge. But Astral,
ceiling double.
Speed from Yukio.
Oh, Yukio.
He was up to that ball so fast. Did you see it?
There's actually a lot of uncontested aerials above Vitality's net because Dignitas are attacking it so quickly. I mean, they conceded a goal by failing that earlier on, but they just scored a goal by making it work as well. So if I'm them, I just keep doing it. Honestly, just go for it. Trust your mechanics.
Yeah, they're going to need more goals like that. If it takes Violent Panda moving downfield, creating those sort of touches, that's what they need.
There's lots of double commits for Vitality. Good shot. Making sure to hit the ball this time.
But it is game number 5 now, so you're not going to get free goals, given from Vitality. These guys are too good now. They're warmed up. Dignitas have to make something happen.
30 seconds away from upsetting the world champions. And Violent Panda getting some more sweet revenge on K-Dot for leaving his team at the start of RLCS Season 7. Dignitas are looking, I would say, poised. They're just waiting for that big opportunity. Vitality don't really know what to do other than clear and hope at this point.
But this could be good for Vitality, because if they get the overtime win here, especially if it's a hard-fought battle, that is such a boon. You know, being able to have that.
It's
Yukio! 6 seconds in. The dream is over for Vitality.
Wow.
That went the way I did not expect it, that's for sure.
Well, Fairy Peak, he was just a split second late on that challenge. Yukio gets to it first.
Yeah.
Yukio too speedy. And Dignitas, the stand-in team, they weren't even supposed to be here when we announced it was triple trouble. Astral chucking up
That's
some
a
deuces.
fantastic result for them, though.
Wow.
And
4-1.
they win it on a kickoff goal as
Yeah.
well. That's one of Vitality's strengths. And not for the first time this series, Fairy Peak kind of lunging out in net when maybe he could have stayed back.
I mean, you can see
K-Dot-
Scrub Killa just yawning here. It's like, what is he doing? You got to wake up. It's game time, Scrub.
And that was a convincing win. Something that I thought
4-1.
Vitality was at least going to fight back. They were warming up.
Coming into this matchup, it played out kind of like I was expecting. I'm sure, like you guys were expecting, with Astral being a key part of the offense. Some defensive missteps, but overall, he was such a big part of that win for Dignitas.
Well, you know what? Violent Panda was actually right. K-Dop having an incredibly slow start, not for the first time.
Yeah.
He had a couple of howlers in defense with whiffs on the back wall. And I don't think, did he score any goals this series?
I don't think
K-Dop
they
scored.
Yeah, they did.
That is a very unusual thing.
K-Dop scored in this game.
Oh, wait, yeah,
he scored one goal. But
this game.
overall, Vitality just
that's
didn't
right.
score very much at all. So Vitality, they have to figure it out. They still have one more life left.
They'll be playing that tomorrow against the loser of G2 versus NRG, which is happening later today.
Yeah,
there's this K-Dop weird sort of play on the back wall.
A great game for him. All throughout the series, the bumps, the passing, and then the shot there at the end to seal a lot of what had momentum for Dignitas.
Yeah, and we saw even defensive mistakes on both sides. But overall, a good start to the day, these teams. This is early for gamers, waking up before noon.
Yep.
Yeah, what is that?
What is it?
I can't believe they got us doing it too. That was rough.
Oh,
I usually I like to sleep late.
Wait, who's this?
We've
got
got someone
look at
behind
that.
us.
We've got someone else in the middle here.
Hey, what's up, Panda?
He's gonna do some karaoke. But
After that, man. Good.
Yeah. So maybe talk a little bit about that. We had told the stream about your theory of K-Dop's slow starts.
My theory. Oh,
and
yes.
it seemed like that played out.
Maybe he'll wake up Sunday against us. But yeah, I guess he was sleeping. Nah, just in general, it was a good series. I mean, both made mistakes, but I don't know.
Yeah, it seemed like you guys were really on the same page. Like watching Valencia and watching now, it seemed like you guys were really connecting. Like you weren't the rotations looked pretty solid. Astral was getting involved in offense. Limited defensive mistakes. Things went well. Have you guys just been putting in the grind?
Yeah, that's what happens when you keep practicing, just keep playing. Even though I've been on a vacation for 3 weeks, we haven't been playing. But
I mean, maybe that was nice. You think that helped refresh a lot of your mindset?
Yeah. I was overstressed in general, and it helps always. But yeah, no, we've been playing good. I've been hammering on them to play smart, go for fake challenge, blah blah blah, and not just rush the ball all the time. It's been working out.
You guys had a lot of offensive pressure as well. I know playing you back in Valencia, it was more like a boomer mode. You guys was probably sitting back a bit more. Have you guys changed anything up? Because those first few games, you guys were just the ball was all in that offensive half.
It's just all about rotation. If your rotation is up to par, they can't get out of their defense because you keep having one of your teammates keep going for their clears. But yeah, in general, I feel like we've had a good rotation. All about scrims like last week. The rotation in the Valencia was completely shit. We were absolutely garbage. But we've been picking it up.
Yeah, and so maybe talk a little bit about the dynamic Astrals brought to the team. He was a player that was relatively unknown by the broader Rocket League community. You guys take a little bit of a risk, or what many people would say a risk, picking him up, but it's starting to pay off.
Yeah.
No, Astral is an absolute nutter butter. He is so nuts. His mechanics are probably the best in the world right now, in my opinion.
Really?
Wow.
He just had to learn a little bit about rotation, about the professional 3v3 play, how it is right now, and so far he's been impressing me.
Yeah, I do have a question about placebo. We talked about it here on the casting couches that, we saw Astral switch up car colors mid-game and Fairy Peak switch up his car as well. Does that actually play a huge factor in your opinion? How does that affect you? And
because
also,
you did lose that game 3 when Astral changed his car color.
Exactly.
And then he changed back to the purple one.
I mean, for me, I don't know if anyone knows I've had the same car for like 2 years now.
So you're not a fan?
And the same camera settings for like 1.5 years.
Did Astral say he's leaving to change his car color?
You just changed preset now.
It's just changed preset game problem. I didn't,
as long
I
as you
didn't
name
even
them.
realize.
There you go.
So.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I don't change my preset. I don't like I've had the same loadout since like 2016.
Even for the same settings and shit. I still
It was weird for him to change car colors as well because he was like popping off game 1 and 2, and they won. You were 2-0 up, and all of a sudden you lost. So maybe placebo.
We one of the things we were talking about as well was we've got the crew battles. Or the squad battles. Yeah, the crew battles coming up later today. We have I don't know if anyone explained it to you, but we've got essentially 4 we'll have 4 team captains and they'll have to pick teams of 6 to compete head to head in a nice little event.
So basically a brawl.
Yeah, it's going to be like a brawl. A little bit.
Cool.
Slightly different.
An amalgamation of game modes, 1s, 2s, and 3s.
Exactly. But we were trying to think who might be last pick. And
like in the whole
tournament.
tournament. We said a lot.
So I want to hear who you think who's your first pick, who's your last pick?
First pick. I can't do this.
Come on. It's fine.
Just do it. Just say it. We got to hear it.
I have a couple. I don't know.
Give us
2 names.
Yeah.
Garrett is nuts.
Okay,
Garrett,
Garrett first pick.
Okay.
No, last pick.
Last.
Fuck. Wait, I don't know, dude.
Just pick one name. That's all you got.
Kronovi.
Kronovi. Oh, man.
Clip it.
Twitch chat. We have to go to a break after that. Twitch chat is going to
Now it's
just
going to be
eat
me
you
last
alive.
pick.
We're going to go to a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We've got more Rocket League Summit coming up after the break.